Alright, welcome back. Today we're going to learn how to make links between websites and add additional web pages to your site. Just a quick recap before we get started. We've already learned how to set up your HTML documents, how to create headers, paragraphs, and lists, and how to put images on the screen. One of the most important parts of the internet is having links. So to do that, we're going to use what's called the anchor tag, which is just an A. So the anchor tag requires an attribute. So an attribute, remember, is anything inside of these two brackets. And it's called href, which stands for hypertext reference. So if we do href equal to https www.google.com and we put some text in here, you can see that it turns blue and it has an underline. And I'm sure you've seen this. This just indicates that it's a link. So for now, if I click it, you can see it takes me to Google. So this is great. We can take our website and link it to another part of the internet using the anchor tag. So using this, I can replace my YouTube down here with just a link to my channel. So if I do the anchor tag, hypertext reference, and I put in the link to my channel, just put in some text as a placeholder. You can see now YouTube, my channel, I can click it, and there I go. Another important part of this is that you can make another HTML document and link to that. So I'm going to take out this Google one, and I'm going to say page 2. So I've already have it prepared here. But if you see in your folder, you have your index. You can create another one. I just named it page 2. And you can see it's just a really simple website. This is the second page. Click here to return to the front. So if we want to link to it, all we have to do is in that reference, just do page2.html. And if you remember from the image video, this is a relative link. So because they're in the same folder, relative to the index, which is this document, it's just page 2. And now if we save it, quick refresh, and now if I click page 2, it'll take me to my second page. Likewise, I made a reference on this page back to my index. So I can just click it and it'll take me back. It's important to note that it doesn't just have to be one word or one phrase that you put the link around. For example, I have my ingredients section here. So I can actually put the anchor right before the heading, and I'll just link it to my second page. And if I take this closing anchor and I put it after the list, so that's everything from ingredients to the bottom of bread. I'll just save that. And you can see any of these words now have that link. And actually, everything across the page also has the link, because a list and the heading actually extend across the page. So you can put a link around an entire section, or you can just put it around a couple words. So say in this paragraph, I want to put a link around jelly sandwich. Well, then right before jelly, I start my link, and then right after sandwich, I end it. And you can see that just those words have the link applied to them. You can also apply links to images. If we put an image back in here, you can see that right now clicking on it does nothing. But if I we'll just use this anchor. If I take it and surround the image, you'll see that now when I hover over it, I have the little hand, and when I click on it, it'll take me to my second page. And it's not just pages that you can link to. You can actually link directly to that image. So now I have an anchor with a reference to the image surrounding this image. So now when I click on it, it'll actually bring up a window with just the image inside. A couple more little tidbits of the anchor tag. You cannot have an anchor inside of an anchor. So if I do another anchor here and link it to my second page, refresh, so now I have two anchors surrounding my image. Now if I click, you can see that the center anchor overrode the outer anchor. This is just against the rules. Stick to one anchor at a time. Another cool little thing, we'll go down to my footer. So I have a link to my YouTube channel, and maybe I want to add a link to my email. So I do a reference, and I start out by saying mail to, no spaces, do a colon, and then I do the email, and then I do some text. I could either write out the email, or I could just say email me. I'm going to add a little break here, make it look a little nicer. So what happens when I click email me is that my computer will try to open the default mail service. I'm actually surprised. Usually it'll just open Outlook right away. But it'll automatically have the email address right here filled out in the email. I think it tends to be better practice to actually write the email out. So you can click on it if you want, but if you don't have a mail service installed, you can actually still see what the email address is. And just like email, you can also do a telephone number with TEL, colon, and then whatever telephone number. And then again, you can just do whatever text. And this is something that might help you out. You can actually give elements IDs, and we'll talk more about this later. But for now, just know that IDs have to be unique, but you can apply them to any element. So if I do ID is objective, I can actually put a link to this ID, and it'll scroll down the page so that the ID that I linked to is at the top. So if I change this image link from page 2 to objective, and I actually have to start it with a hashtag, objective, what we expect it to do is when I click the image, I link to the ID objective, which is this heading. So let's do that. And you can see my web page isn't actually long enough to scroll all the way down. But if it were, objective would be right up at the top. This is helpful when you have something like a table of contents. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please make sure to leave a comment. And if you could like, comment, and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Thanks.